when I'm in there with Shakur, you know, it's a chess match, you know, because Shakur is a thinking man as well. So it's definitely a chess match, and that's something that, you know, I love, he loves, because now we gotta be creative. You gotta go in that bag and be like, I can't do this with him because it's not gonna work. Now I gotta get more creative to get a little advantage over him, because we both competitive. Neither one of us wanna let the other one get anything off.
What's up, man? You wanna sign a contract to fight my little brother?
Everyone saw Terence Crawford interrupt the press conference, grab the microphone, and warn Teofimo Lopez that Shakur Stevenson would break him down. To casual fans, it looked like pure confidence. The pound-for-pound king defending his close friend. But behind the scenes, insiders say the real story is very different, and it has shaken Shakur's entire camp.
At first glance, for me, it seemed like this was not going to be a very good fight, that it was a fight that had a real chance to be a snoozer because of the way both of these guys fight. But during my live stream, I got some information, I won't say information inside because it was on a live stream, about Teofimo Lopez that I found very interesting and may make the fight a lot more exciting, because there's two things about Teofimo Lopez that Shakur Stevenson really has to worry about.
According to people close to the situation, everything changed after Crawford watched leaked footage of Teofimo Lopez's private sparring sessions. Reports say Crawford went silent, stared at the screen, and told his team, "I've never seen him look this scary." While the public sees a calm mentor, insiders believe Crawford is deeply worried that Shakur may be facing a version of Teofimo that no one expected, not even the bookmakers. This moment didn't happen online or at a press event. It happened quietly inside the gym.
Tim Bradley said that he feels like Shakur Stevenson can hurt you. Not necessarily with power, but by frustrating you, controlling the distance, nullifying your offense, just making you look bad. He said that he feels like Shakur has superior boxing IQ compared to you.
That's cool. That's his opinion. That's cool. Everybody has an opinion like an asshole. You know? So,
I swear I wish I could be like you. I swear I wish I could be like you too.
What's that?
Just be like, they say whatever, it's fine. I'd be like, say what?
He also said don't run from Shakur.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I put on boxing shoes, not track shoes. So yeah, I'm excited for it all.
One insider revealed that Crawford kept shaking his head, saying Teofimo's hand speed was unreal, not just fast, but dangerous. Crawford reportedly noticed that Teofimo was moving like a lightweight while carrying the power of a welterweight. This wasn't just about strength. It was the realization that Teofimo isn't training for a normal boxing match. He's preparing for total domination. Crawford immediately pulled Shakur aside and warned him, "This guy is a beast right now. If we don't match this energy, it could end fast."
Teofimo Lopez is a bit of an enigma when you see him in a boxing ring. He is somebody that is very, very athletic, somebody that is very, very highly skilled, but his mindset is not always as consistent as you would want it to be. And his performances are not as consistent as you would want them to be. When he fought against Vasily Lomachenko, he looked like a very tremendous fighter against Vasily Lomachenko. I think he won that fight, looked very good, all of the above. But then you see him come back against George Kambosos, and it's like a totally different fighter. He winds up getting beat by George Kambosos, goes up to 140 pounds. Then he gets a shot with Josh Taylor, who was a former undisputed champion, but really still considered the man at that division. And then he goes about completely dominating and outclassing Josh Taylor, who many people believe was a pound-for-pound top fighter. But then he comes back and he fights guys like Jermaine Ortiz, and he fights guys like Sandor Martin, and they just look like fights that he underwhelmed, and he fought to the level of his competition. So with Teofimo Lopez, that's what I always worry about. And don't worry about his talent or his skill or his ability. I always wonder whether or not what level he's going to fight at, and whether it's just going to be right about the level of the guy he's fighting. And as a result, the fight's going to be close. And
this new understanding changes how people now view the heated press conference moment. When Teofimo stepped into Shakur's space trying to provoke him, Crawford jumped in quickly. At the time, it looked like trash talk and protection. But analysts now believe Crawford was doing more than talking. He was blocking Teofimo's mind games before they could work.
About the advantages that Teofimo Lopez has in this particular fight is that Teofimo Lopez, really is somebody that is unique in the fact that he likes to fight southpaws, likes to fight guys that have an opposite angle of what you usually get. And look back to the fight that he had with one of the best fight that he had in his career was with a southpaw in Vasily Lomachenko. And so you have to know that he could fight at the level of Vasily Lomachenko at the southpaw, in the southpaw stance. You have to say, okay, well, man, what is that going to mean for the Shakur Stevenson fight? Not that Shakur Stevenson and Vasily Lomachenko fight a lot at all, alike at all. They do not fight alike at all, but still the angles and the common problems that are caused by southpaws exist when you fight Vasily Lomachenko and Shakur Stevenson. Also, Teofimo Lopez showed that on his big fight night that he was able to show up on his big fight night, right? So you look at the difference between the Teofimo Lopez fight with George Kambosos. He might have felt like, hey, this is a walk in the park. His ego is flying and his mind isn't really there, really not prepared for the fight, right? And same thing with the other guys that I mentioned, like Jermaine Ortiz and Sandor Martin. But when he got his opportunities, in the big opportunities, he buckled down and he focused against Josh Taylor, who, by the way, also fights out of the southpaw stance, and Vasily Lomachenko. So we'll see whether or not he's able to do that again with Shakur. The problem that Shakur has had some big fights when he's always showed up in his fights, man. Always showed up in his fights. I think Shakur is somebody that really does react in large parts to what other fighters are doing, but still he's somebody that will absolutely stay in front of you and take the lead and still press on you.
The specific details of what Crawford saw on those tapes are terrifying for anyone betting on a boring decision win.
Crawford knows that an emotional Shakur is a vulnerable Shakur. His intervention wasn't about disrespecting Teofimo. It was about keeping Shakur calm and focused. Crawford believes that if Teofimo drags Shakur into a wild fight, the explosive speed and power he saw on those tapes could end the night early. He was trying to stop Shakur from walking straight into a psychological trap.
No, I don't think none of these dudes is on my level when I'm at my best, so he got a lot to deal with come January 31st.
So without giving up too much, when you look at him as a professional and you see what he's done, the fights he's fought, his style, what is it about him that you are going to exploit?
I think he the truth. He do a lot of things well. I think he flashy. I think it's just some basic stuff. Where I feel like he make mistakes. And I think I'm going to capitalize off those mistakes.
What is it about you that has you, looking at a fighter that is the truth and then saying, I want to fight him? It seems like it should be normal if you're a fighter, right? But that stuff is dying off in the game right now. And I feel like you one of the last of the dying breed that actually want real challenges.
Yeah, I'm competitive, bro. So it's like, I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Teo his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy. Like, he like doing things with his hands down, flashy. So I thought it was cool. So it kind of made me want to get in a ring with him and see if he could do them things against my style.